Welcome back, YouTube. We are continuing our subscriber-suggested series discussing the various attacking troop types. Today, we will look at the punks, and we will compare the punks with the gunmen because they're the only troops that you have that cost 1 unit slot in your vehicles. Therefore, they're the easiest to compare in terms of their stats. So the only thing that you have to keep in mind is that mine are 2 levels apart. The punk is level 8, whereas my gunmen are level 10. But even with that difference, we see immediately that the health of the punk is 642, whereas the health of my gunmen is 495, so almost 500. They're significantly different in terms of health and in terms of damage. So the punk does less damage and is tankier, having more health, whereas your gunman has less health and does more damage. However, let's jump to the bottom here. We see that the street punk is armed with sharp melee weapons and quickly rushes the enemy and starts hacking. So he's going to run right up to the enemy. Therefore, he's going to be the first person targeted. He's probably going to die unless you take out enemies really quickly. So even though he's got more health, he's going to be the first one to be targeted. He also does not hide behind things like our gunmen do. And the gunmen, when they're hidden, of course, they take half damage from ranged attack. So a killer croc attack doesn't matter because it's a melee attack. They're going to take full damage, which is a problem. So the punks might be better to overwhelm someone like Killer Croc. We also see that the recruitment cost is 170 and the recruiting time is 1 minute 5 seconds, whereas the gunman is more in both of those. So he's 275 respect and 1 minute and 45 seconds. So what does that mean to you? That means to me that if I lose 2 punks every raid, because I take 2 with me, then I'm actually doing better because I have to wait less time before the next raid with all, full vans, whereas I would be losing more respect and spending more time in recruitment if I lose my 2, I lose 2 gunmen. But more often than not, if I'm losing 2 gunmen, I'm losing more than 2 gunmen. It's just kind of how my raids turn out. So I usually will send in the punks and the gunmen right away so that the punks can soak up those hits and the gunmen can get behind things. They can get hidden behind the various objects in the room. Therefore, they generally take half damage. So that's kind of how I use those 2 troops in tandem with each other for better placement and better attacking, if you will. Just all together, raids tend to go better when I have a few punks with me. Here's the last thing you need to know. Right in the bottom middle there, it says preferred targets, defenders, then objects, whereas the gunman just says defenders, period. What this means to you is the punk will enter a room, go straight after the defender in that room, and then we'll do cleanup in that room for all of the other objects, which is a pro and a con. The gunman will take out a defender in a room, and then if there are any other defenders, he's going there. He's not going to stop and shoot at couches. So the punk can get more distracted, but this is really handy for me because I only take 1 breaker with me, and so I'll send a breaker in a completely different side of a base than I do my punks and the rest of my troops, unless, of course, the breaker's going to get shot at. I make sure the breaker's safe, obviously. But then I basically have 2, smaller breakers, if you will, doing work on all of the objects in a room as well, so I can get a better chance for a 3-star. So I'm just going to pull someone up. I haven't really done any scouting, but we're going to kind of assess how I might attack with my punks in a raid like this. Wow, and I can use Harley? This is great news. Let's first see what's inside. I am going to scout this just because I think we could get an awesome 3-star here. Let's see what's inside this room before we get too far ahead of ourselves. I may just gas these guys. Let's take everything else before... Yeah, let's take everything else out before. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send my breaker into this room, and I'm going to send everyone up into this room so that they'll make their way around this direction. And yeah, I think that's the best way of doing things. Except they're going to want to go this direction. All right, so let's see what happens.
There was no mercy for me.
And we're going to do it one more time. I know it's a cheap way of doing things, but I really don't care. I could have probably taken the 3-star just right then, but I spent so much time making up my mind what I wanted to do. Get back to the punks versus gunmen video. Come on, dude. I know. Relax. Attack. Alright, we'll do the same thing, just, except I'll see if I can aim my remote control explosive a bit better. Close. I was close. Alright, so I'm actually going to send everyone here first, and I do mean everyone. And the reason is... Oh, wow. Harley went a completely different direction. Harley, what are you doing? I don't know why she went through that door. Whatever. So here the breaker, he's going to just break things along the way. We'll talk about him later, but he just gets massively distracted. So now that everyone's here, they are going to look for other people to attack. And look at the punks. They're staying in here until all of these objects are broken. So let's move into this room. Actually, you know what, Harley? I lied. I want you to take this out. Oh, I almost took it out.
There was no mercy for me. There will be none for you.
So far, so good. Let's take out the auto turret and see if we can also weaken this up. Come on, Harley. There we go. I'm going to see if I can get the auto turret to shoot his barricade. Yes! That worked out nicely.
Sleepy.
There we go. I'm going to lose a few troops here, but whatever. So my punks are probably still up here. Yep, helping out the breaker, which is great news to me. And I'm going to get over here. I don't know why the demo man gets so distracted by nonsense. I obviously want you over here, demo man. That seems pretty straightforward. Come on. There we go. So that'll just about do it. There goes the 3-star. But you got to see how the gunmen and basically all of the other attacking troops, they're going to continue from room to room as long as there's another defensive troop there. And so I lost 2 gunmen and 1 of my punks because he was staying behind the whole time. But often I will redirect the punks into an adjacent room and instead of letting them trickle along behind. If I have a base like that I know my other troops are absolutely going to overwhelm, I'll let him stick. I'll let him stick around with the breaker like we saw there, just because it allows for a very quick 3-star. I didn't see how much time we had left, but I felt like there was a lot of time left. So this has been Bumbery showing you how I use the punk in tandem with the gunman and all of my other troops. But if you do disagree or you think that there is something that I missed, please drop it in the comment section below. As always, please like, subscribe, and share so that we can see you in future videos very soon.